Hey there, March 27th. Doing my recap for the day 10 quarantine yesterday. So today will be day 11, but I won't do the cap for that until later on this evening. So I want to have the day and then go back and recap it. So for yesterday, day 10, it wasn't too bad. I saw on the news though, uh, President Trump is wanting to open back up the United States around Easter. So that means people, returning back to work and, whatnot, and trying to get some normalcy. And while normalcy is the goal of everyone, of course, we want to see things go back to normal. We don't want to see a second outbreak either. I also saw on the news that the United States has now surpassed China in the number of infected COVID 19 cases. So that's crazy. China has over 1 billion people. We don't have near that. And we have more infected people, which just means that people here are not taking the quarantine and social distancing as seriously as obviously they were taking it in China. Americans are very callous, very brash. We have inflated egos, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of attitude of it's not a big deal, it's not going to happen. Like anywhere on the news or anywhere on the internet, you can find like conspiracy theorists and people saying it's not real and this and that and whatever. Well, I now know two people that are infected. I don't know them in a personal, intimate way, but I know them. And so whether this is man made or real or, if there's an agenda behind it and whatever, the fact of the matter is people are dying. So that's the bottom line. COVID-19 is extremely contagious. If you come into contact with it, 9 times out of 10, you are also going to be infected. And then, of course, the way your body deals with it is is different than the next person. All of our immune systems are unique. We've all got the same basic blueprint, but some of us are healthier or weaker than others and can fight through it better or worse. So it's unfortunate that people are not taking that seriously and recognizing that. Like, I'm pretty young. I'll be 36 in about a month and a half. So I like to think that if I did catch it, my chances of, getting through it are very high. I'm pretty healthy, but I do have a compromised immune system because I have a blood disorder called thalassemia, which basically the blood cells don't transport oxygen around the body to the different organs the way it's supposed to. So a lot of exertion is really bad on me. So I usually do a lot of laid back activities and whatnot just so that I don't overexert myself because I can and have gotten lightheaded, dizzy, and even passed out in some cases. I also have a skin condition which basically causes inflammation from the inside out all over my body. And so, in sensitive parts of the body, if the inflammation is really bad, it becomes visible in the form of like blisters and boils and whatnot. So, those things could leave me susceptible to not being able to fight off this infection as well as say somebody else who's healthier than me. And then obviously the older you get, the more compromised you are. So for everybody's sake, it's a good idea to stay in the house and stay the fuck away from each other. But people are still out ripping and running the streets and running errands and doing whatever like nothing has happened. And it's really sad. Like it's getting to the point where I don't even want to watch the news anymore. Um, I do. I haven't. I don't sit and watch it for as long. Um, I try not to get too enthralled in like what's going on social media with their recaps of the news and stuff going on and stuff. So I try to socially distance myself from that type of stuff. Um, this whole situation is just very stressful. So um, while the president's goal of having everything back to normal by Easter, which is in about 2 weeks, seems cautiously optimistic. I'm not sure it's a good idea if this disease is spreading the way it is. New York has the highest population of infected people. They also have the highest population in the United States. There's the most concentrated amount of people in one area. So that's why their numbers are so high. But like they've got the National Guard there, and I heard their mayor was saying it's only a matter of time before their hospitals are overrun and stuff. So it's like we're not in any position to be ready to come out of this and be like, okay, everything back to normal type shit. Like it's gonna take some serious work and commitment from the government and from our population, and I'm just not sure if we're mature enough to do that. Moving to Canada is looking real good, and I'm so serious when I say that. Like all jokes aside, like right now our borders are closed off to Canada, but if that ever gets lifted, if that ever gets changed, I'm really considering taking the family and moving there because shit is just ridiculous right now. We are experiencing a little bit of cabin fever. Cedric and London went and played in the backyard yesterday, though. I've got a basketball hoop back there for them and stuff, so they played with that for a little while. Paris has just been binge watching a bunch of different TV shows, and that's cool. That's how he's passing the time. I have also been binge watching some TV shows. I found a game on my iPad that I have become almost addicted to, so I played that most of the day. And then I'm still cleaning up a little bit and cooking and stuff, but when you're literally trapped in the house 24/7, like you clean, like that's one of the first things you do. So there's not a whole lot to do in the matter of, cleaning because I've done all the cleaning. So cooking and stuff and just, we're just trying to pass the time and trying to get through all this, but I don't know what we're gonna do, if they're gonna stretch out the quarantine or not, or if they're gonna lift it. I don't know if I'm gonna end up having to go back to work or not. This may end up being something permanent because there's not really a reason for me to be in my office. My job can be done 100% remotely. And my boss said that he had no idea when we might return back, that as of right now, the work from home situation is indefinite. So, I don't know. I guess we'll kind of play it by ear and see how that goes. But that was day 10. As always, stay healthy, stay safe, stay out of harm's way.